Jagri Mahaprasad Hall is a part of the preeminent Grand Palace. Commissioned by King Rama V or King Chulalongkorn, the foundation of this hall was laid in 1876 to celebrate the centennial of the Jagri dynasty and is a showpiece of King Chulalongkorn's modernizing spirit. The hall was built in 1882 and is located near the center of Ratanakos in Ireland, which is one of the oldest parts of Bangkok. The Jagri Mahaprasad Hall was built by British architecture John Clunish, which reflects the heavy influence of European aspects. The bottom part of the hall is heavily influenced by Italian Renaissance architecture, but the roof is a representation of Thai architecture. This fusion between two cultures is what makes this hall so unique.
So as you can see, we are now in Jagri Mahaprasad Hall, right behind us. This is the largest building of all the Grand Palace buildings, and you see a peculiar blend of Italian Renaissance and Thai architecture in this building behind you.
Wow, there is nothing like the casting floor. Why the influence of the Italian Renaissance?
Wow, that's a really good question. Now, this takes us back to Thai history. In the early 1900s, Siam was threatened by Western expansionism, and King Chulalongkorn was the king at this time, and he managed to save Siam from all this expansionism. He tried to give the impression of being a modern country, and he wanted to cooperate and learn from the West. So therefore, he often visited Europe and was influenced by the stunning Renaissance architecture seen throughout Europe. He brought these ideas back to Siam, and it was exemplified in this hall.
All of this thing is interesting, but why the roof is so weird? I was wondering the same thing. The look is like a mix of European and Thai.
That's right, Ping Ping. Although this was designed by a European architect, it was decided that this building should reflect more of Thai culture and history. The domed-like cathedral roof was replaced by an elaborate, pointy Thai-styled roof. The Thai style is symbolically important as it represents how the Thais are in charge of this country, not the Europeans. This is because the Thais are very proud that they are the only Asian country not to be colonized by Western expansionism.
In addition to the roof, there are also friezes that are evident on the hall. A frieze is a wide central section part of the building and is decorated with relief figures. The friezes are influenced from the Greek and Roman styles. On the Jagri Mahaprasad Hall, there are friezes of ancient Buddhist and Hindu legends. These legends are symbolic of Thai belief and culture in ancient days. By looking at the frieze, one can tell of the lifestyle and culture of ancient Thais. Now, by looking at the layout of the hall, there is a touch of European-inspired architecture. The building is 3 floors consisting of tall halls and 2 passageways connecting them all. The layout is influenced from European architecture and European palace layouts.
These columns remind me so much of the Greek architecture.
Yes, indeed, they are feet of the Greek architectures. This hall has many columns all around it, as you guys can see, and they're influenced by the early Greeks and the early Romans. The 3 types of columns are Doric, Corinthian, and Ionic. However, in this structure, there's Doric at the bottom, and at the top is Corinthian. In addition to the columns, you see the arch. You see there's 3 different arches there, and there's arches all at the top, and they're also from the European architecture.
As the day ended on the second day, we are all very tired and went back to the hotel.
So guys, we're now at the Holy Rosary Church behind you, and since I don't know much about churches or this religion, I will let Buell talk more about it, and he'll be your new tour guide for this section. Buell! Now, Buell, all yours.
Welcome to the Holy Rosary Church. Since I am Catholic and I go to this church regularly, I'll be the one to talk about this church.
Yeah!
Okay. The Holy Rosary Church was built in 1786. The land was granted by King Rama I 4 years after the establishment of Bangkok. Holy Rosary Church was built after Santa Cruz Church in the need of French clergy. Before we take a closer look inside the church, take a walk around and take the picture.
By the way, what does Wat Kalawa mean?
Good question! In Thai, What means temple and Kalawar is transliteration of Calvary, the mount on which Jesus Christ was crucified. This illustrates the European aspect of the church. The present church you are looking at right now is the result from the third rebuilding from 1891 to 1898. The previous constructions were damaged by fire. The church is built with the Roman cross construction plan laying from west to east, facing out to Chao Phraya River.
What type of architecture influenced here?
Well, the church exemplifies the Neo-Gothic style. The Neo-Gothic style was influenced by Gothic revival, which began in the 1740s in England. This architectural movement grew rapidly, and its influence spread around the world. For example, take a look at the roof. It looks like a European cathedral roof. This shows that the Neo-Gothic style was used when building it. If you look right in front of you, the entrance is framed with high arched doorways. The arch was first used by the Romans, and the Gothic arch here was influenced by the Neo-Gothic style. Now, let's head inside.
The Holy Rosary Church is on the bank of Chao Phraya River, and it was built by the Portuguese traders. The Portuguese made their first appearance in Thailand in 1550s and was the first country to introduce Christianity in Thailand. There were several attempts by the Portuguese to spread Christianity, but it was stopped by the pagans. In the 17th century, Pope Alexander VII established Thailand as Vicariate Apostolic. It was then when the missionaries entered Thailand to spread Christianity. Nowadays in Thailand, 0.45% of the population is Protestant. Not only did the Portuguese spread their religion, they also had influence on the architecture.
The inside is so beautiful, but especially with the stained glass window. Can you tell us about that?
Of course, as you notice around you, there are various Romanesque stained glass windows. The windows tell us the story about the New and Old Testament. With the technique of bearing wall, it's possible to have many stained glasses as the poles on the outside, reducing the weight from the roof. If you carefully look at each window, you will see the stories behind it.
Windows are very interesting. Wow, but look at the ceiling.
Yes! The high gilded ceilings are another aspect of European influence. The glided stucco ceilings were used by the Romans and appear in many of their famous churches and cathedrals. In the Holy Rosary Church, we also see the use of high gilded ceilings. Now that I am done explaining, let's go back to your tour guide.
Well, thank you so much, Bill, for showing us around this wonderful church. Now that we're done here, you guys can enjoy the view of this wonderful school that faces the Chao Phraya River.
I'm glad I had the chance to show you guys around the church. I hope you guys saw how the European architecture predominantly influenced Thai architecture.
Nowadays, the European influence is still evident all over Thailand. Local architects enthusiastically embrace the concepts of European architecture and integrate them with traditional Thai styles. Many modern buildings seem to resemble those in any large city of the world. The famous ancient feature of the arch and the column have been predominant in any major city. However, the fusion between Thai and European architecture makes it one of a kind. Like the Romans, the Thais took parts and aspects of early European architecture and improved it to make it truly unique. Thai architecture has been revolutionized, but aspects of traditional Thai architecture is still apparent as it represents the dynamic Thai culture and history.